Tom, and welcome to my weekly video blog. Well, hey, we haven't seen you since the summer ended, so hopefully you had a great summer. Now it's back to work. I got a couple updates for you. First, on the NJHMFA, it's official now, the Live Where You Work program, all towns are eligible. They reduced the previous grant, which was 5%, down to 4%. However, the towns that were previously approved, such as Voorhees, Washington Township, and Cherry Hill, you still can get a 5% grant. And keep in mind, it's Live Where You Work, so you can figure this one out. They have to purchase a home in the town that they work, and they're eligible, and they have to be a first-time home buyer. So what the state did is that they opened it up to all other towns. So the towns that are not currently approved are subject to a 4% grant, but the ones that are still approved at the expiration date of next year can still get the 5%. So that's the big news we have for you, the NJMF.
What's up? What's up? Who's that? Yo, pick up the phone. What's up? What's up? Yo, Duque, pick up the phone. Yo, what's up?
Pressing news that you need to know about, and if you're working with a buyer that's USDA eligible, or you have a listing where you're entertaining an offer for a USDA borrower, listen up. The first one is the pending change, which would take effect on October 1st, where the annual mortgage insurance goes from 0.3 to 0.4. That's something that will take place. The one you need to pay attention to is that the USDA's fiscal year ends September 30th. And right now, Congress is operating under an extension for the budget. So they have not signed the new budget for the appropriation of funds for the USDA program. So right now we're up in the air. And the part that's really up in the air is the grandfather clause they've been operating under. USDA requires that all towns have to have less than 10,000 people to be eligible. Well, they expanded that a couple years ago to be up to 25,000. So by this not being extended, 80%, that's right, 80% of all towns that are currently eligible for the USDA would drop from the list. Let me say that again, 80% would drop. So the part we don't know is what towns are going to get dropped. We've spoken with Neil Hayes from the USDA, and he's as up in the air as much as I'm up in the air with you, sharing this story with you. So the message is here is that if you have a listing and you're entertaining a USDA offer, or you're working with a USDA borrower, we have until September 28th for the USDA to endorse a loan. That's where they officially underwrite it. They're taking about 5 days to underwrite. I'm shooting this video today on Monday, September 10th, so we have basically 2 weeks to try and turn this around. So if you're putting something together, we got to get it done. But here's the key. All we have to do is get it approved. You can settle in October or November or even December. It just has to be endorsed by the USDA by September 28th. I know I said the fiscal year ends on September 30th, but keep in mind, September 28th is a Friday. That's the last business day in September. So hopefully this news helps you out. Be heads up for those USDA buyers that are out there, and we'll make sure we follow up with them as well. As always, we appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.